Anyone with a question mark means it's a provisional rating. 1603, good luck, that should be green, it's just gone green now. 60 games for my opponent, and that's all I've played, so a relatively new account, so could turn out to be underrated, we'll just find out. Taking with the pawn is the correct traditional move. I sometimes take with a queen just to get out of that standard theory that little bit earlier. It just mixes it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to develop. I'm just going to keep it simple, try and get castled, then worry about what to do. So just go up one. I was trying to move this bishop somewhere, probably just here. He might play bishop down. So I'm going to waste a move in case he comes here. If he goes there, I can always go back. I guess queen up is a move here. So I'm going to do that. It doesn't necessarily force anything, but let's just see what my opponent does. I'll pre-move with take back with a pawn, so you can see the squares are slightly different colour there. Okay, so now we're just going to look to castle, get this bishop into place somehow, maybe a move like c5. Okay, he's pushing forward, so I'm just going to stick to the plan and castle. Then it's, do you want to close it down? You do. So we don't go here allowing bishop down, that would be a bit of a mistake. We could come right back. I don't see anything, well done, I don't see anything better. That would be actually a mistake, wouldn't it? So I'm going to come here, I think I have to go here now till I deal with the knight. I'm going to go here with a view to knight down to challenge this knight. I'll just try and kick this knight out of town. Okay, the rook's come forward. So I'm going to get rid of that knight. Goes with the rook. It's a shame my queen isn't here now, and then I'd be threatening to win a pawn. Like if I go there, bishop down is annoying. I could do this to do this. Try and gain a tempo. Feels a bit risky though. Queen here, bishop down, queen back. Then we're in a position to kind of push and try and expand forward and bishop up and the likes. Feels like I'm kind of going backwards though, doesn't it? So what do we want to do? I'm just going to develop the bishop, and then I've got the option to bring the queen back over. I say in time I'm going to try and expand out, I think. Also depends how white plays this, how aggressive you go. Just click anywhere and it clears the markings. Yeah, getting very attacking here, but has he made a mistake now? My queen guards my bishop, so pawn up is a move. You can always sack. Takes, but my queen guards the bishop and the pawn. So that feels good. And if you go back somewhere, or even across somewhere, I can push the pawn up. Queen doesn't have a side step, so I think I should do that. I'm going to risk it and go f6. On the basis that I think I'm safe enough if my opponent sacks. I might be proven wrong, but I think I am. If you take there, maybe I've even just got a simple queen back rather than rushing to capture back. Or even a pawn forward. Although I guess you'd have queen back, yeah. So let's just worry about it once my opponent has made their move. But the basic idea will be to push the pawn on and potentially push it on another square and really close this attack down. Yeah, he's gone back, so the idea is going to be to try and come across at some point. So I like the idea of sticking to the plan, push the pawn, maybe a second, maybe take. If I can take here, it opens this one up as well, but we need to just push on. The queen guards the bishop, so see where the queen lands up now. Maybe centralize the rook before we do anything. Actually, if we take now, we hang a bishop, though a knight would hang. So maybe a sensible rook move, but the bishop could come this way. There's all sorts of potential options. Queen goes right back, so if we take, you take, we take. It doesn't feel quite so good. So I'm just looking at my original idea just to simply push on. Rook across, white can take. If we take, the rook can take. Might be a move like bishop h4 there. And if rook takes, we can take with check, but it feels like it's getting a bit dicey. But it might actually be good. Maybe I can take and push here. But again, it feels like it's getting a bit dicey. So if I go on, you can f3, but I can play a move like f5. That feels fairly strong to me. Might be wrong, but it feels like I can push on here and try and keep a nice chain. And now we can try and maybe double the rooks up on the f-file, activate the bishops at the right moment. But again, I might be proven wrong. My queen is a little bit misplaced now because I want to be attacking on this side. Okay, so how do we be sensible here? The queen can't go there, but can go here. So bishop up. Queen here, and if the queen comes down, there's actually a checkmate threat that's easy to miss, but I'm putting my queen further offside. Bishop down is a move, so bishop here and I can drop back. That seems sensible. I'm going to do that. I've got the option to drop back and close down this file. I can trade the bishop if you come forward. So it gives me options, gives me flexibility. Queen comes down, we can just drop back and attack the queen. And then hopefully we can try and double the rooks up there. The bishop's come down, but I can drop back here and actually attack the bishop. So we're going to do that and attack the bishop. If you go here, maybe I can simply go up and attack the bishop again. If you take, I'm taking, but I'm getting development moves at the same time. But there is a threat on the board to simply take the bishop right now. Right, the bishop's gone back, so I'm just looking at a simple rook up. There might be a move like bishop here right now. But I guess you just come forward. Queen across though. Creates a threat, but not a direct mate threat. So I'm thinking I'm just going to double the rooks up. I don't see anything better. There's no light squared bishop to create a pin. Although, you've still got to consider ideas like this. Right now it's covered, but just try and double the rooks up and put pressure on. Maybe the queen here. We pressure this pawn as well. At the right moment, you never know. A queen comes up. There's a discovered attack. So anything's possible. Right, the rook's gone across. So we've got the option to go here and trade that bishop now. Actually, we can just take a pawn anyway, can't we? But am I getting trapped? Here, here. Queen back. The rook might get forward. I don't really like the look of that. But a pawn is still a pawn. Here, here, here. It feels like I'm grabbing a pawn there, but if I come across... I'm threatening to trade two rooks for a queen. It feels stronger to me. It might not be though. A free pawn is still a free pawn. This is a target. If bishop goes back, I take the rook. If rook across, I come to a3. But then you're allowing a move like knight takes. Yeah, no, I'm going to rule that out, at least for now. I'm going to double up, try and put pressure on. Bishop up is a threat to trade off and then maybe crash through. Right, the rook's gone back. So rook up is a move. Maybe I'm getting close to being able to take now. Now if you go here, there's no knight takes because the rook's not there. So I think I'm okay to take that pawn now. I'm going to grab the pawn. If the rook was here, it was a lot more dangerous allowing the knight to jump around. Whereas now I think I can drop back here and then put a lot of pressure on. There may be a move like bishop here, and if takes, I can take the knight, but you might have an intermove like rook up, so... Oh, happy to trade the queen. Okay, so is there a trick here in somewhere? I'm looking at going back here, but right now the mate threat is covered, but it's still here. If the queen gets adventurous, there must be something I can do, like going forward. I'm going to come here because it feels like I should keep the queen on the board. I'm creating a threat if the rook wanders off, not in this move, but if the rooks wander off somehow, then there's a back rank mate threat, say a rook comes forward. Right now, 3 attack the square, 3 defend the square. Queen in could be a bit annoying. Not easy for white, this, not easy. Yeah, rook across, a bit of a holding move, so if we go here, I guess the idea is to just drop the queen back, but then we can collect a pawn. So if we go here, we hit the bishop and we hit the pawn. So bishop to e3, queen and bishop here. Is there something else? I don't think there is. I'm looking at, like, say, bishop up. Bishop takes, queen takes. And I guess the bishop can just drop back to block. Ah, but then we'd have check, takes, queen check. The king moves, I take, and your rook still covers. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. I don't think it quite works. I'm looking at going here then, just to kick that rook. But queen here, bishop here, and I'm not seeing an obvious follow-up. Maybe bishop here first. Obviously I don't want to burn all my clock here. I'm just going to make a move for now, and I might even come back. I'm burning too much time. I'm expecting bishop here. Then maybe bishop up creates a nuisance move. Oh, the knight's gone now, offering the trade, but that blunders the bishop. That's just a bishop. He moved up too quickly there. He's up 1:40 on the clock, 1:30. We just moved too quickly. Okay, so at the very least we can bail out either way. I'm going to come this way and stack everything around my king. Pawn up looks strong now, bringing the bishop into play as well. Everything should be winning here now. But I've still only got 3 minutes left. Opponent's still up a minute on the clock. So if you find some tricky moves, you never know. The queen's come forward, but everything feels defended. So what about just queen across, pressure the pawn, threaten a check? That could actually be a checkmate threat. I guard this pawn. I don't mind losing that one, but I'm creating a checkmate threat, I think, or at least to win material. Check, king the corner. I think we can just take the knight, and if rook takes, there's a back rank checkmate threat. The knight's moved, so I assume we want to go here. Here. It's not a checkmate threat though, is it? Here, here, takes, checks covered. I'm going to check and maybe just grab a pawn. This pawn is loose though, actually, so I'm going to be careful. What if I run this one? I'm going to chuck a pawn at the board to give my king a bailout square. Here, I can definitely go here, I think. This pawn is now loose though. I might have blundered here actually, or made a mistake rather than a blunder, I suppose, but all these pawns could collapse now. I think I've gone wrong here. I think I've gone wrong, haven't I? Yeah. I mean, I've got rook up if you take, but you can take another with check, or the queen's gone back. I'm just going to kick the knight then. Okay, comes across. I'm just getting out of the way. That's one of the reasons why I pushed the pawn up, to give my king a bailout square, so there's no risk of a repetition draw. But I'm down to 2 minutes now. This is loose if the rook moves. The knight's under attack now. Knight's gone back. So let's just drop back and threaten to push the pawn. Yeah, I think white probably should have taken this pawn here, and then all of these could have collapsed. Now I'm threatening to push this pawn as well with pressure on the queen, and then to push up again. But I really want to put the bishop where the pawn is and pressure the king. So move this out the way to make room for the bishop is the idea. So there. Guess I'll just step up here. I'm still looking at this move. My king feels safe enough. Takes. Okay, just push and threaten to push again. But I'm really just trying to activate the bishop and the pawn. And the queen's not really in a defensive position now. You threaten the pawn, but I can go here. Maybe here first. I assume I go here with an idea to just push the pawn here. I think taking the pawn now, and it's not really achieving anything. I think pawn up is a very strong threat. Obviously the queen covers this immediate pawn push. Just trying to play at the right speed so I don't burn all of my clock. But 1 minute 40 is all we've got left. Right, he's given up the knight. So it does at least guard against the checkmate threat, but I think we'll just take here now. Again, pawn up is a threat. Taking here, and the queen's not really got a decent follow-up move, so I think I just still play h3. I could even grab a pawn and deflect the rook depending on where the queen lands up. But I want to be a bit more direct and go after the king if I can. Okay, and get the cursor off the board so there's no accidental slips. Right, I'm wondering here if there's actually a really direct, just simply take. There might be a forced checkmate. Take if the king takes is an only move. So if we take, you have to take back. The king can't otherwise move. Then I've got a rook check. You have to go to one of them two. Queen across, it's just checkmate in it. I think this is a forced checkmate. And if it isn't, I should still be winning anywhere. I think with rook up, it's just a forced checkmate. You have to go to one of these and the queen's going to come in. Okay, well here I can at least play rook across with a discovered check. I can drop back, but where's the actual win? I can go here and block the queen's defense. Check here. I think I just go here. That's checkmate, or this is going to be checkmate. Obviously that's a check now. Okay, that's check, and that's checkmate. So that was a good finish.